Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining. This is my routine that I typically like to do once I land and I'm trying to acclimate myself to the new environment. Maybe it's jet lag, maybe it's some time change, but getting those bare feet in the grass, the sand, the sea, wherever you are, it really helps with adjustment. So I'm getting into a prayer squat here. As you can see, I take my time. You want to do these nice and slow, especially once you're landing and your body's probably all cramped up from sitting on a flight. We want to lubricate those joints and go nice and slow through these. You don't need to get all the way through range of motion to start. You can ease into full range of motion. Everybody's range of motion is a little bit different. You can throw a kick at the end, that's optional. And then we're going to go into a core balance exercise. Notice I'm in a high plank. I go down into a push-up, nice, slow, and controlled. And then I'm moving these limbs independently. Arm, arm, leg, leg. It's simple at first, and then we're going to progress this a little bit to challenge our neuromuscular control a little bit more. Kind of widen that base a little bit. And then we're moving opposite arm, opposite leg together. That's really going to challenge that neuromuscular control. So these next few, these are from a system called ZUU. That's Z-U-U by my good friend, the famous Aussie trainer, Nathan Helberg. Trains special forces and elite rugby teams around the world. Highly recommend his videos and his education, ZUU. So I'm warming up here with just some classic yoga. You probably recognize this as up dog, down dog. So good, not just for the feet, but even for the hips and the hands, getting it centered and grounded into the earth. We're going to go into Hindu push-ups. And if you think mine look pretty cool, you got to see Nathan Helberg's. His are awesome. So once again, kind of like with the prayer squats, we got to warm up before we get full extension, full range of motion. So those arms are just now starting to go through full extension. And then I'm going to switch to half Hindu push-ups, which is just half of a Hindu, once my shoulders start to fatigue. Here's the next ZUU movement here. You might see these called different things. Some people call them gorillas, some people call them monkeys, leapfrogs. But I'm training my big muscles here, the legs, in kind of a fluid motion, swinging the legs forward of the arms and then reversing it, working my smaller muscles in the shoulders. Those will gas you pretty fast. Then we're going to go into side gorillas, which is good to mix up the planes of motion. We don't always want to be in that sagittal plane. It's good to move in different planes of motion when you're doing these grounding exercises. Notice my feet are active, kind of athletic feet. I'm not keeping them fixed. I'm rotating through, much like throwing a punch or swinging a baseball bat. This next one is optional. It's another kind of classic yoga move that I really like for incorporating some balance into the hands. We do a lot on the feet. Challenging those hands and those wrists is really nice too. Ease into it. If you want to do a handstand, just make sure you're keeping your head in a neutral position. You have a soft, cushy surface like some grass here or a mat. Extend those legs, hold it for a few seconds, and then bring it back down the same way, nice and slow. And you could play with that one. Doesn't need to go full extension right away. This next one is martial arts inspired. Some people call this a lunge. It's not really a lunge because you're not doing the act of lunging. It's really a split squat, which for practical purpose in martial arts, we're either defending a takedown or we're initiating a takedown of our own. This is called a level change. So it's very much like a squat where we're keeping a nice balanced base with those feet. I like to move my feet into different positions because you don't always get to pick where your feet are. Sometimes your opponent puts you into an uncompromised position and you need to either defend a takedown or take your own takedown from an area of comfort where maybe you're not used to having your feet in a certain spot. And you take that shot if you want. For the last routine, I wanted to throw in a little bit of a band workout. They're so great for traveling. They weigh virtually nothing. These ones are from Center, and I like them because they have different levels of load, I guess intensity, you can call it, in terms of how hard it is to pull these apart. But these are called pull-aparts, and when you are flying, very often you come away with that weak back from sitting. You're not really activating it. You get that upper cross syndrome. This is so good to strengthen that back musculature. I want to stay out of my traps as I pull apart across my chest and then take it diagonally. Thanks for coming, guys.